Hi there, my name is Natalie Galan and I am the owner and creator of Cultur'dough Cookies. I'm originally from Calgary, Alberta and was drawn out here to Montreal, Quebec just because of the culture and the international vibes that I knew existed here. And that sort of leads me into what my passion and what my inspiration is for this project, this brand. I am inspired and I am motivated by finding out about different people and just the diversity that we're surrounded by. I think this sort of comes from when I was growing up, and my dad is Jamaican, and I just realized that I was exposed to so many different things that were not really typical for where I was growing up, and that really gave me this exposure to the idea of different. My friends were listening to Backstreet Boys and I was listening to Bob Marley, and I just really got sort of exposed to the bigger world out there. Another thing that inspired me was my time that I spent in Havana, Cuba. I lived there for almost 5 years before coming to Montreal, and I really got exposed to a different lifestyle. I not only decided there to change careers and do something that really inspired me and made me happy, but I also got exposed to a life where people don't really have a lot to work with, so they start being a little bit more creative. And that's kind of where my creativity emerged. I started thinking in different ways and just finding solutions that I had never really considered before. Fast forward to 2018, and I found myself in Montreal with no job, no family, and nowhere to live, but I had come up with this really creative idea. And so I basically went on this pursuit to create this space to share this diversity that I became so involved in and obsessed with. And so what I wanted to do was I wanted to create this cafe, this sort of ambiance where people could come and experience different cultures and different vibes from around the world. And in doing so, I then thought, wouldn't it be so cool if people could taste this diversity? And I knew that my cooking skills were 0 to none, but I had always been a hobby baker. And so I just started coming up with this idea of what if I created something delicious that people were able to sort of taste different things from around the world. And so the ideas started flowing. I came up pretty naturally with these different flavors of cookies that I wanted to then represent different countries and different regions around the world. So alas, Cultur'dough Cookies was born, and it became this brand, and I got to watch and experience people being wowed by these flavors that they'd never tasted before. And things I often heard were, these are really different cookies, and wow, I've never had a cookie that's actually spicy, inspired by flavors from Mexico. And I kind of decided these are sort of like rebellious cookie flavors that allow people to really experience something different rather than your typical chocolate chip cookie. And that got me really excited. And so I realized I have this local Montreal Canadian-based brand that's inspired around the world. So what would I do with the money from FedEx with my brand, Cultur'dough Cookies? Well, they say in the food industry that packaging creates the first sale and what's inside the package creates the second. And I know based on the community that I've created that I have a lot of second sales, but I'd really like to gain momentum and build energy with my first sales. And one way to do that is to be able to expose these cookies to retail spaces. And I have a really big vision for this brand, and so I think that with the FedEx Small Business Grant, I would be able to execute some of these ideas and create packaging that represents the quality of what's inside the package. So most of all, I would really like to thank FedEx for this opportunity and chance to share a little snippet of this wonderful, flavorful journey that I'm on and connecting people with flavors from the world around them.